I've never been to a club, but when I was dragged into a place filled with humans, smoke, sweat, and alcohol, I knew it would be my last time. Chapter 17 Kate POV. I try opening my eyes but it feels so numb until finally, my eyes agree to comply before looking around to find that white with a stool placed beside the bed I am laying on. This room looks empty except for the bed, one stool, and monitors placed in the room. This must be the pack hospital. I frown glancing at my hand covered with a bandage. I try getting up from the soft and comfortable bed, still trying to remove the bandages as well before Lillian walks in with Levi right behind her. "How are you doing?" Levi asks, walking towards me, with a bright smile on his countenance. "Fine. Just need to remove this," I say, pointing towards my bandaged hand. He reached helping me remove the bandages. "Becca, and I will be going out shopping and later to a club and you are coming, so no excuses," Lillian says, with a face that says don't you dare complain. "Okay fine, what time?" I inquire, giving in to her demand. I sigh immediately. Levi removes the bandage on my right hand now. "Go get ready and wear something sexy," she says, ignoring my question, leaving through the door while pulling Levi with her. I roll my eyes. "Help me, Moon Goddess." To survive this torture, I make my way towards the mansion. I sigh, walking into the walk-in closet to change into black boyfriend jeans and a black t-shirt. I met Becca and Lillian outside the mansion. "Ready, let go," says Lillian, getting into her car. In no time we arrived at the mall. Lillian and Becca brought so much, with Becca asking me to try different clothes. "Are we done yet? Because my legs are killing me right now," I say loud. "Yes, we are," Becca says, grinning. "Let go, get ready for the party," Lillian says happily. "Oh, remind me. I just want to rest my legs right now and get away from these crazy girls." "Becca, you will dress up at the mansion, and Kate, I'm going to do your makeup, no argument," she says, going towards the car. "Is she always this bossy?" I ask Becca. "Yeah, she's the boss of my life," Becca says, sighing dramatically. Picture of Kate and Lillian dress. Kate with the black dress and Lillian with the black and white. Lillian drove us to a club filled with humans, smoke, sweat, and alcohol, which irritates me a lot. I have never been to a club once, and from this loud music I know this will be my last time here. "Kate, what would you like to drink?" Becca yells over the loud, deafening music. "Anything," I say, looking nauseated, seeing girls making a mess out of themselves and boys having a good time helping them do that. "I will like to go now if you ask me," I mumble to myself. "Okay, come with me. Lillian is getting us drinks over at the bar," she says, dragging me through the crowd towards Lillian at a bar. "Kate, try this," Lillian yells, pushing a drink into my hand. I took the drink from her, taking a sip, feeling the hotness of the drink burn down my throat. These girls will surely kill me before I make it out of this place. "Let dance," Becca yells, swinging her hip to the music. "No, I will wait for you guys here," I say, shaking my head. I watch Lillian and Becca make their way towards the dance floor, kicking a random guy to dance with. "Hi, beautiful, why are you sitting here all alone?" I look towards the voice, my eyes lock with blue eyes of a boy with blonde hair and a fine jawline. "Is that supposed to sweep me off my feet because it's working?" I say sarcastically. "Come on, that was my best line," he says, acting hurt. "Then you have more work to do keeping that charm of yours," I say, taking a sip from my drink, welcoming the hotness. He laughs slightly. "Well, I am Ethan and you are," he says, bringing his hand for a handshake. "Kate," I say, shaking his hand. "So are you here alone?" He inquires cautiously, taking a sit on the bar stool closer to me. "No, I came with my friends, they over there dancing," I say, glancing towards where Lydia and Becca were dancing. "Would you like to dance?" he asked politely. "No, I'll be right here," I say, taking another sip from my drink. "You came with someone?" "I came with a friend. I just arrived in this pack," he says, sniffing the air. "So he is a werewolf? How come I didn't even notice that?" "Must be the strong smell of alcohol and sweaty bodies." "Do you smell that?" he says, sniffing the air. "Yeah, if you are talking about the smell of sweat," I shrug. "It smells like vanilla and chocolate," he says, sniffing the air deeply, making me stare at him strangely. "Is he high on something?" "Hey Kate, you knee," Becca says, walking towards me, but she stops to stare at Ethan intensely. "Mate," they both mumble. Ethan immediately pulls her into a hug, nesting his head in her neck, breathing in her scent. I am so happy for you, Lycan says, grinning widely. So what your name, Hotcake? He pulls Becca towards him, wrapping his hand around her waist, possessive like. Ethan, and you must be King Lawton's sister. I am Alpha Jason's son who came here for training, he says, winking at Becca, who is as red as a tomato. Yes, I see you already met Kate, Lycan says, smiling widely. So what you name? He asks Becca. Becca, she says shyly. It's weird seeing Becca get shy because she never blushes or gets shy according to Lycan. Can we get to know each other properly? He says, smiling lovingly at her. She looks at me and Lycan, warily asking for consent. I just nod while Lycan gave her thumbs up. Yes, we can, she says, smiling. Becca left with Ethan while I and Lycan decided to return to the mansion because I declined to spend any more time in that disgusting club. I am so happy for Becca, says Tiara. Me too. I just wish our mate could treat us that way, I say sadly. What's wrong with me now? I am feeling depressed. Get it together, Kate. This mate bond is playing with my feelings as I staring through the open window of the car. Chapter 18. It has been 3 weeks since I have been in this pack, with me being ignored and treated like trash by Lawrence and Britta. But it's okay, at least I am being treated well by the rest of the royals. It's been lovely. I am more close to Lycan and Becca now, but that doesn't mean I am more open to them now, but I am trying to be more relaxed and give them a chance. Becca and Ethan are getting closer. They can't even stay 5 minutes away from each other, with love growing immensely between them. I can't help that kind of love for my mate, but once again I wasn't meant to be loved. That was my curse. I had learned it to live with all my life. I don't know what is happening but can't sleep or eat properly. Must be the mate pool because we refuse to accept it, but I will go through this with a strong mind, fighting it when needed. Come to think of it, I was supposed to have experienced heat by now. But I am not complaining, it's for the best, I think. Kate, you look pale. What's wrong? Asked Becca, sitting on the couch in the movie room. I have been feeling sick and burning hot. I know why. It is because the full moon is approaching very soon. During the full moon I get weak and sometimes sick, but I survive it anyway. The moon goddess keeps testing me mentally and both physically. Nothing, just tried, not completely ill. I am tired. I hate feeling this way and it drives me crazy. Okay, she says, sounding worried before smiling. Lycan, you should have seen Britta's face after Kate told her off, she says between laughs. You don't mean it. What did Kate do again? Lycan asks while I give her a playful glare. She told her she was cut off by Britta. Oh, I see, you three are here talking about me. Wow, I never thought I was all you think about. Britta says, smirking. If that includes my daily plan on how to annihilate you, Lycan says with a smirk of her own. Lycan was finally able to express her hatred for Britta openly without holding back. I am so proud of her. Britta scoffs, walking away looking ready to murder anyone if that anyone is Becca. Lycan. And me. That was so amusing, girl. Becca says, give Lycan a high handshake. Hey girls, stop that, she's just being herself, I say weakly. Are you sure you alright? Girl, you sound very shaky, Lycan inquires worriedly. I am fine, you don't have to worry, I say, coughing. You know what, Kate, you have to rest now, Becca suggests. Okay, I am going to rest. Not because you say so, but because I need to, I say while leaving them. I walk into my room at a slow pace, falling flat on my bed before drifting immediately into dreamland. I wake up to someone shaking me awake. Kate, I know you are tired, but you have to wake up or Lawrence will be angry you didn't come for dinner, Lycan says, sounding frustrated. Like I care if he gets furious, but I'm really hungry and with this pain I am feeling right now in my head, I need food. I am up now, you can stop yelling, I say, holding my head with my hands, feeling like it falling off. Better be. Go get ready, she says, helping me up. I went into my bathroom to shower, wrapping a towel around myself before walking to find Lycan placing a black crop top and ashen black skirt on my bed. What are you holding there? I asked, glancing at the clothes on the bed. This is what you are going to wear. It will look good on you, she says proudly. You're not serious, right? I can't wear that, I say, walking towards my closet. Kate, don't you walk away from me. You are wearing this, no argument, she says, throwing daggers at me. Lycan, you should know by now I hate being ordered around, I say harshly. She should know I hate being ordered is like a stab to my ego. Okay, please, wear this. It will make me very happy, she says with pleading eyes. Okay, give it to me, I say with a sigh while she grins triumphantly. After I get dressed, we make our way towards the dining room, if dragging my legs lazily is classified as a promenade. We entered the dining room with everyone present, including Britta the slut. You guys are late, Lawrence says without sparing a glance our way. We choose to ignore him taking our seat. I reached for the glass of water on the table with shaking hands, feeling the need to wet my dry throat with liquid. Are you all right? Ma interrogates, helping me get the glass of water. Yes, I say, gulping down the water into my dried throat. The rest of the dinner, I can't say it went well or bad, because throughout the dinner Lawrence didn't spare me a glance, but I get the death stare from someone called Britta. At least it was something. Kate, what's wrong with you? You look sick. There are bags under your eyes. You don't eat properly anymore for a person who loves eating. Mus is frustrated. She has been trying to get me to talk to her ever since we came out of the dining room. She continued when I didn't reply. Talk to me, Kate. I am always here for you, she says softly. Ma, the full moon is coming. But the reason I am weak, it will pass after the full moon. It is partly the truth. You have to be careful, Kate. This is the most vulnerable state you are in now, she says, pleading. I will be careful, I say, hugging her. I need this hug right now because I feel like I need a wake-up call from my dazed state. We were disturbed by someone giggling. I know that voice. Britta. I hope she didn't hear a thing. I know you were strange from the moment I saw you, she says, walking towards us, making my fear come true, but getting weak during a full moon. That's very good for me, right? I stun, stiff, not knowing how to reply. What going through her mind won't be good. I am in for a big ride. Chapter 19. I have been trying to avoid Britta after the incident of that day. Only the moon goddess knows what she's plotting now. Kate, are you avoiding me? Oh, moon goddess, I hope that not Britta, since my senses have dulled. I can't tell who's who through scent. I slowly turn around. Oh, Lillian, what are you doing here? I asked, letting go of the breath I have been holding. Did I also mention I have also been avoiding everyone? Yep, my new mission is to make sure no one sees me like this. What a stupid question. What will she be doing here, for crying out loud? This is her home. I can't believe I am so scared of Britta. Sorry, I meant to say, how are you doing? I asked, laughing nervously. Are you okay? She asked, staring at me suspiciously. Yes, why would you think I am not okay? I look fine, right? You must be seeing wrong, because I am fine. Look at me, I am perfectly fine. Don't worry about me. You are very funny. Why will you think that? I say in one breath. Kate, she yells, getting my attention. What? I say, breathing heavily. You kept ranting. I was just asking because you look sick and kind of scared. If I didn't know you better, I would think you are hiding something, life, she says, giving me a look. Damn it. I need to put my mind together. Sorry. I am just tired after training this morning. I lied, thinking of ways to escape this situation. No worries, I was looking for you because we are going to Becca's home. She says she needs our help on something, she says, walking past me. Where are you girls going? Comes the annoying voice of no one other than Lawrence. As you can see, Your Highness, we are on our way to see Becca, so mockingly trying to act strong and unfazed. Okay, you can go, but be back later in the afternoon for the training today, he says, walking away, maybe to his office. I don't care. What an obscene asshole, I say, glaring at his back while Lillian chuckles. We arrived at Becca's home, or you can say Ethan and Becca's home, because he lives here more than he lives at the mansion. I knock on the door until we heard footsteps coming towards the door. Ethan opens the door, standing in all his handsome glory, with only his sweatpants hugging loosely on his waist. Look at those ABS. I could run my hand through them all day, Lillian says, licking her lips to get Becca jealous, and it worked because we heard a loud growl coming from inside. Get your eyes off my mate, Lillian, she says angrily. Chill, girl, I was only joking. You don't have to be jealous, I have Anderson, remember, Lillian says, laughing. I love when you get all possessive, Ethan says, kissing Becca on the lips, making me look anywhere. So Ethan, no training today? I ask, sitting on the couch with Lillian. The house has a welcoming feeling, with a TV, couch, and beautiful design, and painted with bright colors. I have known Becca for her creative skills. No, because there would be a fighting defense later this afternoon, he says, bringing Becker to sit on his lap. Fighting defense, never heard of that. It's an event when you are allowed to fight against any werewolf. Expect the Alpha King, Lunar Queen, Royal Beta, and Royal Gamma. Becker says casually. I reply with a nod. Why are Will here? I question suspiciously. The last time Becker called us like this was to tell us to pick a dress for her date with Ethan, so I am guessing this involves Ethan. Let go to my room, I will tell the reason why, she says nervously. We got to her room, which is colorfully decorated as the living room. So what is it, Becca? You look nervous. Lillian says, sitting on her bed. You see, girls, tomorrow is my first heat. Because we have yet to complete the mate bond, I don't know what to do, she says, fiddling with the hem of her dress. Are you ready to complete it or not? I don't know. I am confused. You know, I think I love him, but I don't know if he is ready yet, she says, looking scared and confused. He loves you, I can see it in his eyes. You are his mate. His other half, don't be scared. Just tell him if you are ready, that all, Lillian says, trying to calm her down. Can I ask you this question, Lillian, she says, taking a breath. Yeah, sure, says Lillian. How does the heat feel? Does it hurt, she asks, feeling scared. Yes, it hurts badly, it's like you are dying, she explains. During my first heat, Anderson went out for a pack meeting. How did you cope? Because from what we were taught, it attracts a male who is not mated yet toward you, Becca asks. Yes, my mum helped in locking me in my room, and it's also my fault Anderson was not there because I refused to tell him, thinking I could survive it. But he later came and we had our first time. Lillian says, blushing. Why didn't you tell me about this? Becca questions, glaring playfully at Lillian. It slipped my mind. So Kate, have you experienced your heat yet? Lillian asks, shifting the attention towards me. Not yet. I say awkwardly, let go, it's almost time for the fighting defense. I say, leaving Becca's room, avoiding the question. Kate, you can't avoid this forever. Becca says, following me down the stairs. I hope again, I mumble to myself. We get down to see Ethan already dressed to leave, with a white tee, shirt and black jeans, and his hair wet from his shower. Are you girls ready to go? He asked, walking towards us. Yes, Becca says, hugging him sideways. We arrived at the open field to find a place filled with women, men, and children running around shouting and playing. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, comes the high-pitched voice of Britta. After trying to avoid her all day, here she is standing in front of me. What do you need, Britta? I asked, trying to sound as calm as possible. She walks toward me until her mouth is close enough to my ear. Watch you back, Kate, you won't know what strikes you, she says softly in my ear. She walks away, smiling heavily at me. What was that? Becca asks skeptically. Nothing, just one of her dry gags. I hope I mumbled the last part to myself. She looks at me for a few seconds before walking away to join Lillian Anderson. Everyone, the fight is about to start, so all fighters come down here to write your names and opponent names and we can start, announced Lawrence in his Alpha King voice. People walk down to write their names. I love to fight, but right now knowing I will just end up fooling myself. How are you doing, Kate Ma asks, looking for any injuries on me. I am okay, Ma. You don't have to worry. Just be careful of that pretty girl. I was cut off by a sharp pain on my midsection, making me hiss in pain. Ma notice and look at me warily. You okay, dear? Yes. I hiss again as the pain gets worse. You can go rest, I will take permission for you to leave, she says, reasoning with me. I look around, seeing the fighters have started getting ready. No, I prefer sitting on that bench over there, I say, pointing towards a bench at the end on the field where people were seated to watch the fight unfold. I walk slowly with the help of Ma towards the bench. I kept turning, trying to reduce the immense pain I'm feeling, but it kept getting worse. I will be back, okay? Matthias asked me to get something for him. You have to stay here, she says, pleading, while looking at her phone as a message pops up. She always with Matthias, it is a good thing. She needs love in her life, even though they aren't mate, but I still wish they were. I just nod my head in reply. I could not concentrate on anything, only on the pain that refuses to go. I don't know how long I stayed like this, but I heard my name being announced by Jack. Next fight is between Britton and Kate. So can the fighters come up here? I was beyond shock. How can she do this to me, put a fight between us when she knows I am too weak to defend myself as so like her? Kate, your fight is starting now, Jack yelled at me with confusion in his eyes. I tried my best to walk into the fighting circle. An evil smile appears on Britta's face, enjoying my predicament. I will make you submit to me and show everybody here how I am better than you, she says, smirking. I will never submit to you, I say with determination, meaning every word of it, because I will never let her put me down, not even at my weakest. Trust me, you will, she says, smiling. Okay, let the fight begin, Jack announces. I glanced towards Lawrence, seeing him already staring at me. I looked into his eyes, begging for him to end this fight, for him to see I am too weak to do this, but he just gave me a blank stare and looked away. The pain returned, but this time more painfully. Before I could steady myself, Britta attacked me, knocking the air out of me, making me stumble backward. She jumps on me, punching me all over my face. I know this will leave a lot of bruises because I am too weak to heal faster. She kept punching. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, and almost removing my hair off my head. Submit, you slut, she yells in my face. I laughed humorously, spitting at blood from my mouth. You are the slut, you, Britta. Don't worry, I am not trying to take your position away, say, pushing her off me. She growls, slapping me across my cheek. And I am telling you, it stings so bad I felt like crying out loud. The fight continued with her keep telling me to submit. Can't she get it, that I will never submit to her? King Lawrence, stop this fight, please, cried the voice of my grandma. What is she doing? I can tell until won't submit, he says coldly. Can't you see she's too weak to defend herself? She not even healing properly as she should. You can ask Lillian here, she says, holding Lillian's hand for her to say something. She right, Lawrence, she has been sick for 3 days now. Me and Becca has tried to get her to go see the pack doctor, but she refuses, and this is the opportunity to set a fight between them, she says, glaring at Britta with disdain. Don't listen to her. She's just trying to save Kate from losing, she says, angrily, letting me get air through my lungs. He stares silently to the scene in front of him with a thoughtful look. Okay. This fight is moved until Kate is in the position to fight, he says, while Britta walked away angrily, but not after kicking me on my stomach. I was so relieved. Lawrence dismisses everyone to their various homes, leaving the royals. We need to get you to the pack doctor immediately, or are using a lot of blood, Lillian says, rushing towards me with tears in her eyes. I push myself up, bearing the pain in doing so. Okay. I was cut off by the pain in my midsection. I fell screaming, it hurts badly. I screamed again, please make it stop. I keep fighting the tears. What's wrong? Lawrence asks, looking at me with concern. I screamed, trying to get up, but could not because of the pain. I never experienced pain like this before. Ma always says every full moon my wolf goes to meet with the moon goddess. This is a sign she left, but it never hurt this way. Chapter 20, Unknown POV. I watch her from afar, everything she did. How she learned to hold the tears back. Hold the smiles and laugh back. How she learned there is no love for her in this world, but she was so wrong because there was so much love waiting for her only if she could look past the pain. She looks strong, cold, and without emotions, because she believes showing emotions shows weaknesses. She's tired of all the drama. Tired of not being good enough. Tired of being blamed for what she knows nothing about. Tried for being punished, and left alone to bear the heartbreak. But she refuses to look dramatic, weak, and attention-seeking. She refuses to let them see her cry, only to be known as a girl without a heart. She locks it deep down, acts like she's used to the pain, but cries silently so everyone thinks she gives no shit about what they do to her. She keeps telling herself and everyone she has no problems, and she has learned to accept her fate because it was a curse given to her by the moon goddess herself. But all she wants is love. But I am still to be blamed for the pain she keeps inside. The pain that haunts her dreams, that gives her nightmares. The pain eating her slowly, and making her numb to anything and everything. I left forgetting the little girl without anyone but a stranger to care for her. I left thinking of my breaking heart but forgetting the little pup who needs me more. I was too selfish to understand the promise I made, building hatred between two innocent wolves. I refused to learn the hidden truth about a pup who killed her mother to live, but it might be too late to find out the truth. I spend time nursing my broken heart, leaving the most important things of all, not caring to look back just for once. I left without looking back because I was too weak to care. Maybe she was right, building walls can make you avoid the pain coming but can never hide the heartbreak. Because I left without making a promise of coming back, she lost her soul. She lost her heart to the darkness in her. She lost her will and she lost her joy. But once again I never hurt her because I left her with her guardian to take care of her, to love her, and to be her strength when needed. She feels all alone even though she has someone protecting her because, as they say, a mother's love is the greatest. She keeps avoiding love because she has so much pain in her to ever leave in love. She was meant to feel pain at what cost? To save these heartless werewolves and other supernatural beings. She lives a life of lies, believing it the truth. She doesn't know how much strength and power she has, all because she believes in the weaker side of her. She sees herself as a monster ready to kill at any given time, ready to attack and destroy. She sees herself as unfortunate and cursed for the sins she never committed, or rather committed. She has learned to accept anything that comes her way, even bad and good, as a share of the sins and innocents she killed. But she has never been told pain gives strength, but has always believed weakness gives pain. I spent my time healing my broken heart and now spending my time learning to heal her broken heart, which is not mine to heal. She was made to kill her mother during birth to make the saying the death of the mother gives strength to the chosen female pup. Life has to end for life to begin. I never understood what Elisa meant until now. She is the chosen female pup the legend talks of. The chosen female pup is meant to kill her mother and trained by her guardian. She was meant to feel immense pain. No being is ever allowed to feel and also grow in strength. The chosen female pup is meant to meet the chosen male pup immediately after her 18th birthday. The male will grow in immense strength and be kept under the guidance of his guardian. They will meet and will not fall in love at first sight, but rather have hatred for each other. Only the mate pull of their Lycan will bring them together. A pull that either brings love or pain. A pull that brings forth the greatest love ever known, or the most heartbroken story told. Together they will fight the upcoming battle, putting an end to the endless war. But the legend never spoke of the chosen male being the Alpha King. It keeps me in doubt of the knowledge I had over the years. But once again we have never been told of the legend of chosen Lycans because it was secret to be uncovered by the bookkeeper. I can only hope in the direction given by the moon goddess to me. Madam, we got information that Kate is losing her strength and the full moon is tomorrow, says one of my men called London. Okay, London, you may leave, I say as I miss him. Once again I ask myself at what cost does she has to feel this pain? Pain that draws her to the darkest part of her, a place of no return. She is scared us, which may turn us somewhere, and all she is left with is the darkness of her mind. But each time it seems like she sinks deeper and deeper. She is scared, terrified that one day she won't make it back up and there will be no one to help, not even her mate. It's a game of losing to win, or winning to lose. Chapter 21, Lauren's POV. I watch her scream in pain for reasons unknown, and I could not understand what I should do to take the pain away. Kate, are you okay? I ask in fear. If only I could feel her pain, maybe I could take it all for her. It hurts so bad, she screams once again, wrenching in pain. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Logan. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. What is happening to her? I ask, confused, running towards Kate while she squirms on the floor. This is all my fault. I should have listened to her plea, but I was too stupid to notice she was too weak to fight. She getting weak because the full moon is coming tomorrow, she says sternly as tears roll down her cheek in panic. What do you say? How can the full moon do this to her? I ask, confused, picking Kate from the floor. It felt like I was having a panic attack. She has not shifted yet, and because of that she gets weak every full moon, she explains sadly. What can I do to help her? I ask, brushing her hair from her face as she breathes heavily with her eyes closed. Just take her to the room to rest. She needs you close to her because you give her strength, she says, cautiously kneeling in front of Kate. I carried her bridal style, which causes her to hiss in pain while everyone watched in panic. Mum helped Alex to her feet, trying to calm her down. Sleep is going to be all right, I say, kissing her forehead. She falls asleep immediately. I carried her to my room, gently laying her on the bed. I watch her sleep peacefully, Just looking at her sleep sends a calm feeling in me. I don't get why she has yet to shift. I just feel like she's hiding something very important from me. There are so many things I don't know about her and it's making me feel restless. But come to think of it, she has every reason to keep things from me when all I do is ignore her by trying as much as possible to push her away, causing her pain. I remember looking at those beautiful eyes filled with fear, mischief, and strength. Her long brown hair I would love to run my hands through. I walk into the bathroom to get the first aid box and a wet cloth to wrap the blood from her body. I place the first aid box on the nightstand before wrapping the blood on her busted lip. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, and hands. She flinches a little as I wrap the blood from her lip. Sorry, I apologize, trying to focus my attention away from her lip. Can you stop thinking of her that way before I take over and mark her? Travis growls, snapping me out of my thought. I can't stop thinking of her, I say, dropping the wet cloth on the floor before applying spirit to her injuries. Guilt wraps its hand around me to know I am the real cause of why this is happening. It's all your fault. We are meant to love her, but instead you choose that slut over her, he says with anger lacing his voice. When I first saw her I was drawn to her, but something kept holding me back. I say with a frown. I don't know what you mean, but after what you saw today, are you going to keep acting like you don't care? He asks maliciously. I was really scared. I have never felt the way I did before. I say, fighting the tears. When I saw her get beaten like that or when she was screaming in pain, it broke my heart. I say, my voice cracking with emotions. I put bandages on her injuries before cleaning up the mess and placing the first aid box back in the bathroom cabinet. I felt pain and weak for not being able to help when she needed me, I say, remembering the way she looked at me for help. The way her eyes looked drained. I changed her into one of my black hoodies before placing her properly on the bed with the blanket covering her delicate body. That what I have been trying to tell you since. You need her. She part of you and not that Brit of a girl, he says with hatred lancing his voice. Before I could reply, the door of my room opens, snapping me out from my daze. Is she all right? Pa asks, concerned, coming towards me. I think so, because she is asleep. I can't tell. I say, smiling sadly. You know, she's a very strong girl, he says with adoration for her while sitting on the couch closest to the window. I knew she's a strong girl. And also strange. I say, laughing lightly to brighten up the mood. Alex says she will be fine after she wakes up. He says, looking her over. Okay. But I don't still get why she gets weak every full moon. Is it a normal thing for her not to have shifted yet? I ask, walking towards the couch. Maybe that's how her body copes with not being able to shift yet, and she will shift when her time comes. He says, patting my shoulder. That true? He smiles warmly before getting up from the couch. Okay. I will be in my room if you need anything, he says, leaving the room. Okay. I say, walking towards the bed. I hope you get well soon. I say, putting a loose string of hair behind her. Wait to see your beautiful eyes. I will do whatever it takes to make it up for all that I've done to you, I promise, placing a kiss on her temple. I need a shower to relax my beating heart. I made sure she is comfortable before going into the bathroom to take a bath. Chapter 20 to Kate POV. This feels so good. My bed has never been so comfortable as this. I can just remain like this forever. This room is filled with the most addictive scent ever. I sniff the air, feeling contentment. I raise my hand, trying to reach for my phone on the nightstand, but instead, I feel a hard wall that electrifies and sends sparks through me. I can see you are awake, the voice says huskily. This comfy bed can even speak. I sigh loudly, rolling towards the voice. Am I in heaven? I ask. Nobody in particular. I can stay like this forever. I say, running my hand on the hard wall, feeling sparks sending pleasure and warmth into my body. Wait a minute, I only feel sparks when I am in contact with Lawrence. I jerk off the bed, falling on the hard cold floor with a loud thud before groaning from the impact. Oh, moon goddess, that hurts so bad, I say, rubbing my head and butt. Are you all right? I look up to see Lawrence staring at me while forcing his smile back. You. What are you doing in my room? I ask, shocked, glaring at him. Wait a minute, this is not my room, I say, scanning the room with my eyes. This place looks beautiful, decorated mostly with black and grey, a white and orange couch at the right side of the room with very large glass windows and a small table in the middle, and it sounds like Lawrence. Okay, enough of this, back to the topic at hand. Why am I in your room? This guy has the nerve to bring me to his room after acting disgusted by me. Oh, moon goddess, was I kidnapped by him? Isn't this the part when he tries to strangle me with the covers, or the part he locks me away from my loved ones, or the key? Yes, he says casually, like it okay for me to be in the room, with a raised eyebrow and an arrogant smirk on his sexy lips from sensing my panic state. I am being so dramatic right now. Anyway, I am leaving right now, I say, getting up from the floor before walking towards the door with his eyes following my movement. A voice rang through the room, making me stop in my step before turning to find his eyes on me. You can't leave, as matter of fact, looking me over with lustful eyes. I looked down to find that I only wearing a black hoodie, stopping by my kneel, which isn't mine from the smell and size. It belongs to Lawrence. Please don't tell me you were the one to change my clothes into this, I say as I blush in embarrassment, checking if my dunnies are in place. Yes, I did, he says, smiling mischievously with amusement in his eyes. No, he saw me without clothes. Oh, moon goddess, just kill me right now. This is so embarrassing. I was covering my face with my hands before turning away from his mocking eyes. Right now, no, I am as red as a tomato from this embarrassment. Removing my hands from my face before turning to glare at him. I am only joking. Lycan was the one who undressed you, he says, grinning like he won a trophy. You look cute when you blush, he says, winking at me. You are a jerk, I saw, glaring at him. Where's your bathroom? I ask with crossed hands over my breast. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, he says, pointing at a door. I will send Lycan to get you your clothes, okay? I say, making my way towards the bathroom. The bathroom was where with a white bathtub shower. I got the tub ready before I walked towards the sink mirror, checking my injuries from the fight. It doesn't hurt that much, but the marks are still visible with badges covering them. I should remember to thank him for taking care of me. I brush my teeth with a new toothbrush I find by the sink before stripping and getting into the tub. Wash my hair with his shampoo. Your clothes are here, Lawrence says from the door before coming in. Placing the clothes on the sink, leaving without stealing a glance my way. I chose to ignore him. I got out of the tub to drain the water out before getting dressed in black high-waisted jeans and a black top, leaving my hair to dry naturally. I pulled the bathroom door open to find Lawrence at the edge of the bed going through some files. You will be with me throughout today and also tomorrow, he says without looking my way. Why will I do that, I ask with raised eyebrows, walking towards him on the bed. This guy is something else, scaring all of a sudden. Maybe Ma told him the reason for my pain yesterday. Because you are too weak to be on your own and you can't protect yourself, he says, patting a space on his bed for me to take a seat. I am okay by myself. And why do you care? Because we both know you don't give a fuck about me, I say, coldly, refusing to sit anywhere near him. I care for you, he says, staring into my eyes before pulling me onto his lap. You have a good way of showing it. Keep it up, I say, sarcastically, trying to get off him, making him tighten his hold on me. Trust me, I care. See, I am sorry for what I said to you. I was just confused, he says, touch my arms, making me tense. I search his eyes to see any hint of him pretending, but there was none, but only sincerity. Tiara would give him a chance. I could do the same, okay, but you have to work for it, I say, smirking, wrapping my hands around his neck. Anything you want, just ask and it will be done, he says triumphantly. Firstly, I want my favorite ice cream, I say, mischievously, biting my lips to hide the smile crippling up. What's your favorite ice cream, he asks with amusement in his eyes. Oh, Lawrence, you have to find that out yourself, I say, smirking. Woman and their demand, he mumbled under his breath. He grins widely. Okay, then I better go get it, he says, pulling me up before leaving the room, leaving me to my thoughts. I lay on the bed with a loud sigh and a wide smile on my lips, feeling all girly while staring at the ceiling in boredom. Kate, how are you doing? Comes the high-pitched voice of Becca and Lycan. Fine, as you can see, I saw, sitting leg crossed on the bed while Becca and Lycan take a seat comfortably on the couch. So you and Lawrence together now? Lycan asks, grinning widely, going straight to the point like always. She looks happier than me. That if only I know what I am feeling. Not really, I say casually. Stop that. I know something is going on because the cold-hearted Alpha King I know does not smile so wide like the way I saw him walking out this room, she says, amused. I am serious, nothing is going on, I say with a sign. Let it be. Kate won't tell us anything. Becca says, smiling. Have you talked to Ethan about your heat? I ask about changing the subject. Immediately I ask, her cheek turns red. Looks you blushing. Something must have happened between them. Tell us, Lillian urges teasingly. Come on now, tell us. I say, blinking my eyelashes teasingly at her. We made love yesterday. He was so gently sweetened. We ask you to tell us, not to go into details. I say, cutting her off. I don't want that image stuck in my head. I don't mind you going into details, Lillian says, smirking. Becca, are you all right? Your face and neck look so red. I say, staring at her in concern, knowing the reason why. Anyway, I am so happy for you, Becca. Lillian says, grinning happily. What's that on your neck? I say, looking at her neck, which has the shape of two wolves. He marked you? Well, my friend, you are officially among the mated group. Lillian says, jumping happily. Calm down. You look happier than me. And is there anything called the mated group? Becca asks, laughing. They both laugh happily before deciding on asking the question on my mind. I have been meaning to ask you this question, Becca. I say, waiting for her to permit me to continue. You know Ethan is soon to be alpha, meaning since you are his mate you are the soon to be Luna. I say cautiously, so after his training, you'll be going with him to his pack, right? I ask, looking everywhere but her. Yes, I will be going with him, but he is taking me to his pack next week to meet his parents and pack, she says, grinning happily. I glance at Lillian to see her frowning. Why is she frowning? She should be happy, not sad. I will miss you so much, she says, holding back tears in her eyes. I will miss you too. His park is not even far from here. I can always visit, she says, trying to brighten the mood. I know, but it's not the same, she says, letting the tears run down her cheek. Kate is here to keep you company, she says, wiping the tears from Lillian's eyes. You know, you are more like a senior sister to me, and Kate is more like a junior sister, and also Kate is boring to be with, she says, dramatically sobbing for all it's worth. You are only senior to me with 2 months, and Becca is older than you by a week. And for your information, I am not boring, I say, glaring at her. I am the most fun, loving friend you can ever have. I say, matter of fact. You are so boring, they both shout. What a way to support a friend. Okay, I get it, I'm boring, but the point here is you have 1 year together and can't waste it crying on your lost, I say to them, like they were 5-year-olds. You are right, Becca says, nodding. Okay, we going outing, she yells on the top of her voice before glancing my way. Sorry, Kate, you can't come with us because Lawrence gave us order not to let you go anywhere, she says, giving me a sympathetic look. And I hate when someone gives me that look because I have lived my whole life with people giving them a look of sympathy. Stop that, I say harshly. What? She asks, confused. That look of sympathy, I say, getting comfortable on the bed. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, cuts out thanks for her unfailing patience, enthusiasm, she says in a question form. I choose to ignore them as they say goodbye before leaving the room. A few more minutes in boredom, I hear the door being opened. I glance up to see who came in, and standing there is Lawrence with my golden scoop of strawberry ice cream in his hand and a bag of chips. Who told you my favorite ice cream? I ask, narrowing my eyes at him in a sure guess. I'm guessing it was my ma who told you, I say, teasing him. Noise, he says nervously. Wow, he's nervous, this different? No or yes? I can't seem to understand you, I saw with a raised eyebrow. Okay, you got me. I ask Alex, but it wasn't easy getting her to tell me. He says, laughing, it was Pa who helped me in asking her. He says, placing the bag of chips on the desk. Okay, enough of the talking, give me my baby before it melts, I say, walking towards him, taking the ice cream from him. Thank you so much, darling, for the ice cream, he says in a girly voice. I know I don't sound that way, I say, moaning at the sweet taste of the ice cream on my tongue, making self comfortable on the couch. This is so delicious, I can never get tired of licking this. You better stop that before I kiss you, devouring those lips, he says, licking his lip while his eyes get darker. I bite my lips, feeling butterflies in my stomach. Sorry, I say, not knowing what to say. I need a cold shower right now, he mumbled to himself while walking into the bathroom. Why will he need a cold shower? Ignoring his comment, I walk towards the bed, sitting in the middle of the bed, Indian style, licking my ice cream. A few minutes he walked out of the bathroom with a towel wrapped around his waist, leaving his chest bare. I gulped down the last of my ice cream while I glop at his built 8-pack, linking my bottom lip, feeling waves of pleasure burn through me. I won't lie, he does work out. If Diara was here she will be jumping for joy right now seeing her mate, sexy ABF. Are you done checking me out? He asked, snapping me out of my daze. I look up to meet his eyes, seeing him already looking at me with a smirk on his sexy lip. Did I just say sexy? Kate, get it together, why won't I? You are trying to seduce me by walking out with just a towel around your waist, I blurt out. You can't blame me. This my room and you don't expect me to dress in the bathroom. He says, entry into a room, which must be a walk-in closet. A few minutes later he walks out dressed in blue jeans and a white t-shirt, doing nothing to hide his well-defined muscle. Let's go to my office. I have pack works to do, he says, walking out of the closet. I nod, cleaning my mess before following him out of his room. The walk to his office was silent but not awkward. Immediately we entered his office. I made myself comfortable on the visitor's chair where he sits facing me. I brought my phone from my front pocket, seeing I have a message from Becca. I click on the message to see a video of her and Lydia and dancing in a club having fun. I look up from my phone to find Lawrence staring at me intensely like he was studying my body language. I cough awkwardly because his gaze on me was making me nervous. Why don't you ever smile? He asks, still staring at me intensely. What do you mean? I ask, confused. Where is this question coming from? I mean, you never smile. It never reaches your eye and your laughs are not genuine. Why? He asks sternly. I have no reason to smile. Laugh? And crying is a waste of time, I say smugly. He chuckled. You don't reason to smile or laugh because you can be happy then when things are bad. Can we drop this topic? I say, getting irritated. Okay, whatever you say, but this not over yet. He says, going back to this work. I looked at him for a few minutes before looking back at the phone, trying to understand why he asked such a question. Chapter 23. You know you can't do it, so just give up, he says, laughing loudly. Lawrence has been getting on my nerves. With him trying to rub it on my face, he's stronger than me. What a big ego this guy has. I sigh, frustrated. Fine, you win. Wait until after the full moon, then we will see who is stronger than, I say with a little bit of an attitude. He is currently challenging me to try moving him from the position he is standing in. And I am telling you, this guy is like a rock. No matter the kicking and pushing, he refuses to move. I am very hungry. My stomach growls in approval. Okay, let go, eat something, he says, taking my hand and is directing us into the kitchen. He filled 2 plates with mac and cheese with 1 glass of apple juice and milk for me. I quote his words. You need it for strength, for crying out loud. I am just weak, for the meantime not pregnant. Tell me about yourself, he says, more like a calm man taking a sitting on one of the stools. You know everything about me already, I say smugly. I don't want to be part of this conversation, but he doesn't need to know that, so I will just play along. I only know your name and Pack. He stops to think for a minute, studying my face, nothing else. Before I could reply, someone walks into the kitchen, getting our attention. Kate, how are you, darling? Elisa asks, looking me over for any signs of injuries. I am fine, Elisa, I say shyly. Don't judge. With the way she stares straight at me like I am one of her patients who is refusing to take medicines. What are you eating? She asks, looking at my plate in disgust. You can't eat that. You are supposed to eat soup. Sit here, let me prepare soup for you. Are you kidding me right now? No, my voice came out higher than I intended. No worries, Elisa. I am not sick, but going through a normal process. I say calmly as possible. I am used to this. Okay, but if you are not feeling okay, just let me know, she says with a smile. I nod in reply. Take good care of her, Lawrence, she says warningly. I can't believe you are turning my mother against me, he says, glaring playfully at me. Elisa laughs, taking 2 glasses before walking out of the kitchen, but not without giving Lawrence a look. Don't you dare do something stupid. A moment like this I wish. What if my mother was alive? Maybe then I will have a complete family full of love and care. I shake those depressing thoughts out. I should not be feeling this way. I should learn to accept my fate. You okay? He asks, staring straight at me, concern evident in his eyes. Yeah. I am just tired. I would like to rest now, I say, standing from my sit. He took my plate and his before leading us to his room. I ran to the bed laying on it. I hugged the pillow, finding a comfortable place to sleep. I heard Lawrence laughing before sleep takes overtaken me into the land of dreams and nightmares. Non-POV, I watch her sleep. Cute eyes closed. I left her in my room to sleep, not without leaving a kiss on her forehead. Lawrence, I turn around to see Anderson, Levi, and Jack running towards me. Come in. How is Kate doing? Levi asks, patting me on the shoulder. I glare at him for daring to touch me. Sorry bro, he says, raising his hands. She fine, just asleep. I say, walking into the movie room. I sit with Levi on the right couch while Anderson and Jack sit on the left side. Where is Lily and anyway, I ask with raised eyebrows. She and Becca went out for a girls' time. Soon she would be moving away, leaving me alone. So I need to spend time with her, her words. Not mine, Anderson replies with a sigh. Always a drama queen. Jack says, rolling his eyes, earning a low growl from Anderson's easy man. No need to be defensive. You guys ready for tomorrow's full moon? I ask, staring straight at their faces. Every full moon we all get stronger. Letting our wolves and Lycan out always run freely in groups. Yes, they answer in unison. We'll often talk for a few hours, going through packworks and so on. You guys are needed in the dining room, for the food is already served, a female Omega informed us. I got up walking towards the dining room when I was stopped by a very annoying voice that always disgusted me. Hey babe, so you were with that trash, right? She asks, looking offended. A loud growl came out of me before I could stop it, making her bow in submission. Get out of my sight before I break that mouth of ours. I bark loudly at her. She stared at me shocked before running away with tears in her eyes, like I even give a shit about her. She just has to spoil my good mood. You know she deserves that, calling her future queen and Luna names. Paul says, patting my back while looking at me with proud-filled eyes. I smile at him. We both walk into the dining room. I took my seat at the end of the table. Where is Kate? My dad asked. She asleep. She needs rest for tomorrow, I reply. Does she always experience this every full moon? Dad asks, staring straight at Alex. Yes, it's a normal thing for her, she says without looking up from the table. This weird. Don't you think we should inform the pack doctor of her not being able to shift? Mon asks in deep thought. No, she refuses to see any doctor, saying she will shift soon, Alex replies, looking uncomfortable. The rest of the dinner went on with Mum and Alex laughing constantly at Dad and Paul jokes, while Anderson, Jack, and I ate in silence. Once in a while Levi joins in their discussion. Chapter 24. Kate. I look around, but all I see was darkness. I heard the same voice calling for me, but once again all I see is darkness. I kept walking in the unknown darkness until I saw a light far away. I kept walking towards the light, but before I could get there everything becomes dark once again. The place started rotating, suddenly making me feel dizzy. I closed my eyes to stop the dizziness I am currently feeling. I opened my eyes to find myself in a field with trees everywhere and the sounds of birds flying. But what caught my eyes was a woman wearing a floor-length flower gown, sitting on the floor playing with the butterfly flying around her. Her aura is very strong, pulling me towards her. I can't see her face standing here because her back was facing me instead. I walk closer to see more of her view, but the closer I get the more she becomes tense. Immediate I get closer enough, she started sobbing, making the butterfly around her fly away. Excuse me. Can you please tell me what this place is? I ask, but was replied with silence. I kept touching her shoulders, but she refuses to acknowledge my presence. Have I now become invisible? Lady? Please say something, I plead. She is making me scared with all this crying. Why is she crying so much? If she could only talk to me, maybe I could help her. Or am I dead and the moon goddess chooses to punish me for my evil deed? You murderer, she screamed, suddenly getting up. She looked into my eyes, her gown covered with blood. Her face looked so familiar, Mum. I asked, I've only seen her in a picture my mom gave me when I was just a pup, but seeing her now sends fear into me, making me shake uncontrollably. Who is your mother? She asks with disdain. I can never be the mother of a murderer, like you, she screamed, her eyes burning with hatred. I could not reply or even feel anything. I was numb. My body was shaking uncontrollably. Murderer, you killed me, she screamed. This time it echoed, coming back to haunt me. Stop, please. Please stop, I cried, falling on my knees pleading. Murderer. Murderer. She kept on screaming until I was only able to hear her voice as whispers in the air. I used my hand to cover my ear, holding my head, trying to block her words out. Something pulled my hands down forcefully. It felt hot, burning into my flesh. I opened my eyes to find myself no longer in a field, but in a dungeon with my hands and legs chained with silver chains. But from the smell, it is also coated with wolfbane, and from my experience with sliver and wolfbane are dangerous for werewolves. I try using my strength to pull the chain off, but it seems the more I try, the more it gets tighter. I whine in pain, smelling the burning of my flesh. You have to stop trying, because the more you try, the worse it gets. I looked up towards the voice to find my dad and Hunter smirking in satisfaction. Please let me go, I plead, weak, hating I could sound this weak in front of them. Why will I do that after taking my mum from me? You deserve to die. Hunter says, laughing maliciously. Hunter, please, I was just a pup. Then I try reasoning with him. No, you deserve death, he yells this time. I cried for help, but no one could save me from this torment. I am once again let to their mercy. Kate, wake up, a voice calls, putting me from the clashes of the nightmare. I jerk up from sleeping, looking everywhere to see it was just a nightmare. Breathing heavily, my clothes were soaked in sweat. Kate, what's wrong? Say something, Lawrence says, pushing my hair away from my face in a panic state. I choose to ignore him, standing up from the bed, walking straight into the bathroom with shaky legs. I splash water on my face, washing away the memory of the nightmare. Look into the mirror to see a girl with messed up hair. Eyes weak and tired, looking so scared. What a shame that the girl who once believes in fairy tales and magic had to be struck by reality with demons in her mind and the fear of never being loved. A girl whose nightmares walk their evil hands around her soul at night. They try to pull her deep within a world that's ruled by fright. Those dark thoughts may follow her, but they'll never win the fight. She escapes the looming shadows with the help of dawn's first light. She hates getting flashbacks of things she doesn't want to remember. She misses her. The old her. The happy her. The bright her. The smiling her. The laughing her. The gone her. I looked at the mirror to discover this girl was me. This broken girl was me. These nightmares haunt me for the sins that have done the evil I did. The people I killed. I can never be the queen and Luna of these people. I am a murderer, but once again their Alpha King is also a murderer from the stories I have heard of him killing and the destruction of packs. Maybe the moon goddess was right to pair us together. Either one kills the other or both dies, because I know deserve to die, not him. I can't bring myself to tell him what hurts me at night, because I can't, so he will run in fear of the demons in me. Kate, are you all right? Lawrence called from outside the closed door. Yes, I yelled back. He groans in pain. My bad, Lycan's hearing, sorry. After checking I look better, I walked out to find him leaning against the wall. You okay? He asks, concerned. Yeah, just nightmares. I say smugly. You mind talking about it? I mean, you were screaming for help, he says warily. No, I trudged slowly towards the bed, reaching for Lawrence's phone on the nightstand to see it just 12 in the morning. I turned around to see him leaning against the wall, staring at me intensely. I am going to the gym, I say, walking towards the door. Okay, he says, walking into the bathroom. I left going into the gym to fight my worst enemy, a battle I can never seem to win. My worst enemy is my memory. Chapter 25. I kept punching the punching bag as muscles flinch in pain, but I kept pushing all my frustrations on the punching bag. I can't keep this act of depression and self-pity in me. It makes me feel weak and useless. I can't keep my thought focus and emotions locked up feeling the way I do. I kept on throwing punches at the punching bag until it broke, hitting the floor with a loud thud. I groaned in frustration, kicking the bag angrily, feeling the ache of my bones. I sauntered to my room, needing a bath because I sink with sweat. I enter into my room, sniffing the sweet scent of honey and banana. I miss the privacy of this room, I say with a loud sigh. I walk into the bathroom, removing my clothes, disposing of them in the washing machine before getting the water ready in the tub. I enter, feeling the warm water easing my muscles. I do my daily routine before walking out of the bathroom, with a towel wrapped around my body, stopping below my butt. I walked out to see Lawrence standing comfortably in my room, wearing a grey and black jacket and a white shirt tucked into black jeans. His hair swooped upwards, giving a look I just woke up. What are you doing here? I asked, holding my towel tightly wrapped around myself. He looked my way with his eyes dark with lust running over my body. He kept quiet, walking towards me like a predator going for his prey. Are you done gawking at me? I ask, with a playful smirk. His eyes snap to my face with a smirk playing on his lips. I bit my lower lip, stopping myself from giving him a smile, feeling waves of pleasure and lust. Why can't I when you are trying to seduce me, he says, repeating my words while staring at my lips. You know this is my room, right? And you entered without asking. So I don't get why I will seduce someone I have no idea he was in my room. I scoff, staring at him intensely. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I have work today, so I won't be with you today until later in the afternoon, he says wistfully. Okay. I don't need you anyway, I say smugly. He wraps his hand around my waist and another stroking my cheek gently. What are you doing? I ask with a shaky breath. But he ignores me. I stiffen my breath hutch as he nests his face on my neck, running the tip of his nose on the side of my neck. I bit inside my cheek to stop the moan from escaping as he continued running his face on my neck, sending lust thoughts through my mind. His breath on my tender skin sends waves of shock into my body. I bit my cheek harder, feeling the taste of blood on my tongue. My gaze fell on my hands wrapped protectively on my towel, bringing me back to my senses. I shove him gently away, missing his touch. Lawrence, if this a joke, I will constrict your balls, I say harshly, but all my body wants was to kiss those pink lips and pull him closer, until no space between our bodies. Relax, I was just trying to rub my scent on you to have everyone know you are my mate, he says casually. I gave him a look. Are you serious right now? I prefer arcing you because it will last forever, he says with a wink. What? I ask, shocked. See you later, love, and don't you dare leave this mansion, he whispers in my ear before walking out of my room. I release the breath I never knew I was holding. I enter into my closet, changing into grey ripped sweatpants with a grey hoodie, since today is going to be a lazy day. Then I put my hair into a low ponytail before putting on my slip on a white canvas. I walked out of the room towards the kitchen for breakfast. Inspector and Leon are busy having fun without me. I dish myself some cheese omelette and a glass of milk. I place it on the counter, taking a sit on the stool. I eat in silence for a few minutes before hearing voices coming towards the kitchen. I glance up to see Levi and Anderson arguing on something about who had the funniest childhood. What a weird subject to debate on. Hey guys, I say casually. How are you feeling now? Levi asks, sitting on one of the stools while Anderson dishes himself some food. Okay. Just bored, I say nonchalantly. From what I've been told, Levi is the last pup of the Cliffords and he's just 17 years old, while Lawrence is 22 years of age. At a very young age, he took over from his father as the greatest Lycan king. So during the full moon, what do you guys do? I ask out of curiosity, because in Alpha Jane's pack they usually run under the moon during the full moon. We just have a bonfire night, and when the moon comes we all run under the full moon to thank the moon goddess, Anderson says, stuffing his mouth with food. I just sit and finish my food. Why do Levi and Anderson keep on arguing over silly things? I decided to have some fun instead of dying of boredom, so I left the mansion. I don't care what Lawrence says because he doesn't expect me to just sit around doing nothing. Kid, over here a little, Liz calls. I turn towards the little voice, seeing Rebecca, the little girl I helped in getting her brother's ball. Kate, would you mind playing with us? She asks, grinning happily. I can't say no to this cute, lovely girl. Yes, I love to play with you, I say, playfully pinching her cheeks. She tugged me toward a group of pups. This is my brother Riley, she says, pointing towards a little boy with blonde hair like hers and blue eyes while hers is forest green. This is Kate, the pretty lady who helped get your ball, she says as she hit him lightly on his stomach. The girl who helped you? He asked, looking me over before bringing his hand for a handshake. What a polite little boy. I gave him a fake smile as I shake his hand. She showed me all her friends, introducing me as the girl who helped her. I am so tired after running so much, and the pups were cute and friendly.